Welcome to Greenhorn Linux. Linux for greenhorns.
On this episode of Greenhorn Linux, Adam goes over and reviews his newest laptop. Geared just for Linux, this is the System 76 Lemire Ultra. Adam's was customized with integrated graphics, 8 gigs of RAM, 3rd gen Intel i7, 750 gig hard drive, sadly not the solid state, with a 14.1 inch screen.
Alright, quick disclaimer. As far as this goes, I honestly, this is just my review, my impression of it. System 76 has not asked me to do this. I paid full price for the laptop. I get nothing for this review, but I just wanted to share my thoughts with this all Linux laptop, just because I didn't really find a lot of YouTube video reviews about this kind of laptop. So there's my disclaimer, and let's get started. So as I stated, this was a System 76. This is their webpage. I actually purchased the Lemire Ultra. I think this is the 4th version. I could be wrong about that, but I believe it's the 4th version. And then you can see this is everything it comes with. As I stated, I went 3rd generation. I went with the i7. This gives all the stats. I went 8 gigs of RAM, 750 gig hard drive. This gives all the information, the weight, and also you can configure quite a bit on this. As I scroll down, you can get up to 16 gigs of RAM. You can get solid state if you so choose. You can choose different keyboard layouts. All in all, fairly configurable as far as the laptop is concerned. Okay, as already stated, this is the Lemire Ultra, and as you can see, it does have decent hardware. The body here, you can hear that it's a little bit it's all plastic. It looks pretty nice, but it definitely feels a little bit I don't want to say cheap, but it's definitely not the quality of, let's say, like a MacBook Pro. But that's okay. I knew that kind of going into this. The screen itself is a 14.1 inch. And it's decent quality. You can see I've got this hooked up now as my docking station. But it has 2 USB 3.0 connections on this side. It also has a HDMI, which currently is right there. I've got plugged in. It also, I believe, has, I think that's VGA, and it also has a spot for hooking up an Ethernet Cat5 cable. So. And then it has, just your standard plug on the side here. I like how it's not in the back. I prefer these connections on the sides than coming out of the back, but that's just me. And then over here, you can see this is my hub. This did not come with it. I bought that separately. But then it just has another, this is a USB 2.0, and then it has for your microphone, and your headphones. So that is the current setup. And then the keyboard is just a regular keyboard. It's not really the chiclet style. It's basically feels more like a regular flat keyboard. And then it has the touchpad with the 2 left and right mouse buttons here. And then there is your microphone. Now, as far as the keyboard is concerned, I don't know how well this will come out, but you have a sleep, you have a mute, you have volume, you also have for turning on and off the LCD, you have brightness. I think this is for a screenshot maybe. And you can turn Wi-Fi and Bluetooth on and off. And you also have a play button and a pause button. So that's pretty much the hardware. Hardware is definitely decent, as I stated. Maybe not quite as nice as a MacBook Pro, but definitely decent. Now this laptop comes with Ubuntu 12.10. Honestly, I am not a huge fan of the Ubuntu 12.10, so I actually wiped that off, and I am currently running 12.04 with it. Now, this video has been edited, has been recorded. Everything that you see in this video has been done on this laptop. I mean, this is, as of right now, this is my only Linux device. So everything is being done on this laptop. All I can say is the speed is awesome. I've been using Kdenlive to edit my videos, and like on my old desktop,
It would take, well, with Sony Vegas on Windows side, it would take like 45 minutes to render out a video. And then if I use Kdenlive on my desktop, I think it would like take around 20 minutes. With this laptop, with the i7, if I really wanted to, I could dedicate all 8 cores to that process. I tried it out with 7, and that same video I could do in roughly 5 to 6 minutes rendering it out, which is just awesome for like a 1080p 10-minute YouTube video. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to do that all the time. You can see up here in this screen here, this is me monitoring my temperature. And when I do push all cores, it does get up to 80 degrees Celsius, which I think this processor is rated to 105 degrees Celsius. Not that I really want to push it that hard. So I don't know. Maybe I'll only use 3 or 4 cores to render, which will lower the temperature, but it'll just take longer to render. I haven't decided yet, but it's nice to know that I have the horsepower if I need that. Now, I have run VirtualBox with this. It is ridiculously fast as well. The only thing is running 3D games isn't going to be that good because I don't have a dedicated graphics card. Now, I knew this going into this, and that's okay with me. I really don't care about gaming on my laptop. That will be my desktop's job under the Windows 7 environment. So when I got this laptop, I decided to wipe out 12.10, Ubuntu 12.10, and install 12.04 because of the long-term support, and I think that's supported to 2017. Anyway, my goal is to get as much out of this laptop, hopefully 4 or 5 years, with the Ubuntu long-term support 12.04. Admittedly, you can see this doesn't look like Ubuntu. Basically, I'm using the Ubuntu core, and I'm back to the Awesome Windows Manager just because I'm a huge fan of the Awesome Windows Manager. So let's talk about some of the advantages of this laptop. The nice thing about this laptop is you will get one of the best Linux experiences that you possibly can. As I alluded to last week, my old school laptop, which in the beginning ran Ubuntu and Linux just fine. Eventually a graphics driver was messed up and I can no longer get the screen resolution for that particular laptop. In theory, I should not have that issue with this type of laptop because System76 behind the scenes takes care of everything. So the nice thing is just not a company that basically takes a laptop and just installs Ubuntu on it for me. They actually write a special driver, which I'll show you in a second, and they also write during the boot up process. They have their own firmware that's System76. So, for example, sleep mode on my computer simply works. Even in the Awesome Windows Manager, it just simply works because that is at the boot level. Or in the BIOS. I think they have a custom BIOS from my understanding. So all of that stuff just works, and if you've used Linux on other systems, potentially you could run into some issues where things don't work that well. So that is a nice advantage. But so with System76, what you do is you have this driver that you can install, and basically it'll install all drivers that are needed kind of behind the scenes. You can also restore your system, create log files, and this is their custom thing. So later on, if there's an update to Ubuntu, you get a new update to this driver, and then all other drivers are pulled in behind the scenes without you having to worry about anything. So that is a very nice touch with the System76 laptop. So let me just go over some of the disadvantages that I potentially see. One of the major disadvantages, I think, of this is that there aren't as many computers to choose from. You may not exactly get the hardware or the laptop style you want. For example, if you wanted like a 12-inch laptop, System76 just doesn't provide that. So you're kind of stuck with whatever configurations that they pick out for you. Also, if you wanted something a little bit thinner, you really don't have, again, that many options. Now, personally, this size laptop is just exactly what I was looking for, and so for me, that's not a huge issue. But if you wanted something thin, or you wanted like an aluminum style laptop, you're not going to get it with this company. Now, maybe in the future they'll release a laptop with those specifications, but until then, you're just kind of stuck with whatever laptop setups they have for you. The other disadvantage, although I don't think it's that big of a disadvantage, is that it only comes with Ubuntu, and in this case 12.10. Now, everything else should work. For example, I'm assuming if you installed Arch on this, you should have no issues, because basically all the components that were chosen were components that were chosen to hopefully support Linux the best that it can. So again, it's real no major issue. You'll just have to reinstall the distribution of choice. But if you wanted, like for example, an Arch laptop right from the beginning, you can't get that with System 76. I know other companies, once you choose a laptop or desktop, they'll install whatever distribution that you want, and you may get a choice of like 6 distributions. So this company just doesn't do that, but I don't really find that a huge deal, because you can just always install your own Linux distribution. In fact, that's basically what I did as soon as I got it. I installed Ubuntu 12.04 just because I wanted the long-term support. And then the other disadvantage is any issues that you have in Linux that is not in System 76 control, such as some bugs in Ubuntu 12.04, which I'll show you in a second, that I've actually gone over in the past. Basically, System 76 can't do anything about that, so you're kind of stuck. Now, this is basically like if you buy a computer and it has that has Windows 7 on it, and Windows 7 has a bug. The computer manufacturer can't do anything about that as well. So it's very similar to that kind of situation. So you're pretty much just stuck with whatever bug. So for example, Pulse Audio, which to my knowledge is the sound behind the scenes. Every once in a while that has crashed on the system. It's not really any fault of System 76. It has to do with the maintainers of Pulse Audio, I believe, is my guess. And the only way I can fix that is by restarting the computer. Now, that's not a huge deal. It's only happened once or twice, but I've been on some forums. I'll try to troubleshoot that, but it's not ideal. The other issue I've had is I had issue playing some web videos. Now, I was able to install some other video library things behind the scene that has seemed to remedy that, and everything works perfectly now. But as a new user, if you don't know how to do that or troubleshoot that, that could be slightly frustrating with the Linux operating system. Okay, so let me show you that error that I was talking about. I showed this off in one of my other videos, but it's still here. It was here on 12.04, 12.010. So let's say I launch my web browser here, and then I slide that over to here. So normally when I select something over here, it jumps over to that screen, and then now you should see me just immediately jump over to this other screen with my web browser, and what happens is it comes over here, and then I have to resize it and move it around. Now I fixed it, so now when I jump back in to over here and then I come over here, it switches over like it's supposed to. So this happened in 12.10. It's just one of those things where again, it has nothing to do with System 76. It's a bug in Compiz. So I guess the question comes down to, do I recommend this laptop, and do I recommend System 76? So my answer is slightly complicated. If you know what you're getting into, yes, I completely support System 76 and this laptop. Now, what exactly do I mean by that? I guess if you are comfortable with at least knowing how to install operating systems, and if you've tried installing the Linux operating system in the past, then pretty much I think that is enough knowledge for you to do very well with a System 76 type laptop, especially if you want a clean, nice Linux experience. If you've never installed an operating system before, and you have no desire to really learn how to do that, then it's a little bit harder for me to recommend System 76. I'm not convinced yet that Ubuntu 12.10 or 12.04 is at that level of detail such as Windows 7 or Mac OS 10. Again, I'm not trying to start any flame wars or anything like that. That's just my opinion. I do think Linux has come a long way. I fully support Linux. It's just that for new users, I don't know if this would be the laptop, my number one laptop of choice for you. Now, having said that, if you are convinced that Linux is for you, even if you have never installed another operating system and really want Linux, then this is my opinion. This is basically the best way to go. Now, I'd also like to mention if it came down to Windows 8 versus Ubuntu 12.04, I think I would almost recommend people to Ubuntu 12.04 just because in both situations, it's going to be a new paradigm as far as learning what a computer, how your computer works. And I think, honestly, Ubuntu 12.04 or 12.10 has that edge compared to Windows 8. So if you were thinking about getting a System 76 laptop or desktop, hopefully you found this review helpful. And as always, be sure to check out my website, greenhornlinux.com. Thanks for watching.